Okay. Okay. All right. Hi everyone. Okay, thank you for attending today's lesson. Today we're going to look at 4A1 revision practice. We have two basic questions on direct and inverse proportion first. Okay, so let's begin with the first question. Y is directly proportional to x cubed. Give me a minute. Let me fix my screen. Okay, directly proportional. So what is it? Y equals to K times or K divide? Which one? Are you able to give me answer? Directly proportional. Yes, correct. K times. So in this case, this is Y equals to K times proportional to x cubed. So x cubed itself. Remember to include the x cubed. The question, this one is an easier type of question where they say it's also given that y equals to 24, right? They give you the value and x equals to 2. The purpose of this value is to find the k. So what we do now is we plug in the value for our the values to find k. So y is the number 24. K times x whole thing cube. So x is now 2. Then this one is k times 8. To get rid of 8, I divide by 8 on both sides. And k will be equals to the number 3. Right? But the question asks for finding an equation. Equation connecting. Okay, give me a minute. There are people entering our Zoom. Yes. Okay. We're back. Right. So after we found k already, then what do we do? So what happens to the equation? This is our original equation, right? So this is the equation, but I found the value for k now. K is the number 3. So I replace it inside here. Okay, plug it in. Therefore, I can have my equation y equals to 3x cubed. So this whole thing is the equation. Okay, then after that, part B, they say find the value of y when x equals to 3. So when x equals to 3, our equation is y equals to 3x cubed. Then x is now the number 3, 3 cubed. Okay, then 3 cubed is 27. 3 times 27. How much does that give you? 81. And we got the answer. Is this part still okay? What about the rest? Can I continue? Right, the questions are more direct for this set of worksheet, so not too difficult, should be doable. Okay, we continue. This part, okay, this one is a little bit more complicated. Okay, but I need to read the question itself. The volume of air, V cm cube. Remember, this one is just the unit cm cube. The V itself don't have anything cube. So it's just the letter V. They say it's inversely proportional. What is inversely proportional? K times or K divide? Which one? Divide. Thank you. Although I can't see, I didn't bring my laptop today, so I can't see who is it who answered me, but thank you to kind soul. Okay. Right, inversely proportional, so K over. The question here says cube root. Okay, cube root means cube root. So it's the root with the power 3 of the air pressure. So cube root of the letter P. So this is cube root letter P. It's given that the air pressure is 1728. The air pressure. So this one is actually P equals to 1728. When 15 cm cube, they didn't tell you it's the volume, but you read the units. This is cm cube. So it means this is volume. So it's telling you V equals to 15. Then what's the purpose of giving you these two numbers? Is for you to find the equation. So find K first. So we're going to sub in V equals to 15. the air pressure is 1728. So V is now 15 K over cube root 1728. Then what do? We just calculate the numbers. Cube root, shift the square root symbol. This one will give you 12. Okay, now to find the value of K, we multiply over, okay, cross multiply. Okay, cross multiply over, so K will be equals to 15 times 12. Give you the number 180, value K. But this is not the answer. The question asks for equation, right? So they want the equation. So this is our equation. The value of K, I found the value of K, must plug it inside here. Okay, so in this case, we have the equation B equals to 180 over cube root of P. Some students, a common mistake is you all thought that we need to plug in the numbers 15 and 12 or 1728. No need. This one stays as the variable itself. Okay, so that's how we get the equation. Part B, the volume of air. Find the volume of air. So V, I do not know, but the pressure is 216. So I just suck in the numbers. This is straightforward. The K is now 180 cube root of 216. And get our answer. Cube root of 216 is 6, so 180. I get the answer 30. But there is a unit, volume, so be cm cube. Nowadays, the new version for the TYS, right? You notice the answer blank, right? Do not have the units written for you anymore. So you must make it a point to write down units on your own. If not, they can minus your marks for not indicating the units. Okay, so you got to read the question itself. So far, still okay? Can. Then next one, the air pressure. Find the air pressure. So I do not know the value for P. But they say 22.5 cm cube again. This one is cm cube. It means volume is the 22.5 cm cube. So I plug into my equation. 22.5 equals to 180 over cube root of the pressure. Okay, now do not rush to cube everything or anything. Always try to get rid of our denominator first. Make sure there's no fraction. So we're going to cross multiply. Okay, this one will be 22.5 times cube root of the number P. So far, so good? Then the next thing that we do not want is we don't want 22.5. We're going to shift 22.5 away. This one is multiplication. So we are going to divide. So to prevent careless mistake, I'll just write over 22.5 over 22.5. So now I got cube root of P. Right, then this is just 180 divided by 22.5, which gives me the number 8. After that, we want to get rid of the cube root. The opposite of cube root is to cube the whole thing. So cube both sides. So now I cube the both sides. The cube root and the cube will disappear. So we just got the letter P. 8 to the power of 3. That will give me 512. Again, this one has a particular units. They just put units. Okay, so I'm just going to put air pressure 512 units. Any problem with this question? Is this okay? This one is part C. So far, so good? This one can? Okay, No reaction. All right. Next one, map scale. Okay, this one I always like to write. Map is to actual. Sometimes different types of questions. Sometimes may put model is to actual. Okay, it depends. As long as you know which one is the one that's supposed to be the smaller one. Okay, so the model is the one that's smaller. Okay, so you put the one that is one. Okay, then the actual is the one that is larger. All right. Okay, so in this case, I'll just put map is to actual. Before I actually begin, I always like to do the units conversion. Kilometer to meters is times 1,000. Meter to cm, 100. Cm to mm, 10. Okay, once in a while, sometimes you might do mm. Then reverse, when you want to change the units, reverse way, right? Meter to kilometer is divided by 1,000. So for map scale question, when they give you the ratio over here, this one is usually always no units indicated most of the time. So when there's no units, we start off with 1 cm, 50,000 cm. Then the thing is, we always try to do is number one, change the units first to the one that you want. Okay, but how do I know what kind of units that I want? Let's read the question. Calculate the actual distance in kilometer. That means they want the units over here to change to kilometers. All right, so I'm going to change this to kilometer. Cm to kilometer. Cm to meters divided by 100. Meter to kilometers divide by 1,000. So 50. 1, 2, 3. 100. Anyone have the number? Anyone got the answer? Okay, never mind. Just so it's 0.5 kilometers. Okay. Okay, I'm not used to talking to myself. Okay, then we continue. All right. Then now the question is, the next part I have, they say the actual distance represented by 4 cm on the map. 4 cm on the map. So map, the distance now change to 4 cm. So now they want this distance over here to be 4 cm. Okay, I times 4 times 4 to give me the answer 2 kilometers. I repeat again, nowadays the exam paper, the answer blank never put the units, so you've got to write down the units. Part B, the two towns are 28 kilometers apart. Notice the units over here, 28 kilometer. So this means this is a long distance. It must be the number for the actual. Okay, so this is how we read clues. If not, we don't know which number is for which one. Now, and the next thing, since I want it in kilometer, there are two types of ratio to use. One is the one that is cm. This is number one. Another one is cm kilometer. This is number two. Which one should I use? I noticed that this is kilometer, so I should choose scale ratio number 2. Okay, so map is to my actual. I'll use the second one. 1 cm, 0.5 kilometers. The question give me 28 kilometer. So 28 kilometer. Is it the map or is it the actual? Anyone, can you tell me the answer? So that I don't need to be talking to myself only.
Map.
Huh? Map, you sure or not? Read the unit. Read the unit. Okay, when you're not very sure, you read the unit again. So 28 kilometers apart. So this one is on the actual. So you put down here, okay? It's okay to try, not correct answer also never mind, right? So this one is 28 kilometers. Okay, then how do we find the one on the map? I always do division. Oh, someone is here. Then multiply. Minute, huh? Let me go back. Hi, Elise. Okay, so I always do division, then I multiply. So I'll take 28, divide by 0.5 times 1. So this one is standard working, right? This one will be give me the answer 56 cm. Okay.
Madam,
Yes.
why need to times 1?
Or it depends because this one in this case is 1 cm. Sometimes the ratio, right, is let's say 2 cm is to 5 kilometers. Then they ask you to find 28. Then I need to take 28 divided by 5 times 2. So I just, whatever that number is, I just make it a good habit, divide, then multiply by whatever number that is there. Even though it's 1, well, you get back the same answer. But if next time is the number is not 1, you can still use it. So same method for all the questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Can not sure then you ask me again, no problem. Good that you're asking questions. Right? Some students don't like to do it this way. You may not understand the logic. If you don't understand the logic, then you do a method that you can understand. For example, 1 cm is to 0.5 kilometer, right? I want to find 28 kilometers. Then first, I find 1 kilometer. From 0.5, how can I get the number 1? I just think about it. The normal way, I'll just take 0.5, divide by 0.5, divide by whatever number that it is. So I just divide by 0.5. If not, then you also can think very logically, this one just times 2 on both sides. Also can. So if I have this, then I have times 2. Then this one will be 2 cm. Then now I already have 1 kilometer from here, I times 28. Then I take 28 times 2. Also can get my answer 56 cm. So it's not the only way to get the answer, right? So you do something that's logical for you to understand and work out the answer will do. Right, but by my habit, I just do division, divide by whatever that this number is, then multiply by whatever that number is still. Okay? Next part B, C, a forest on the map has an area. Okay, observe this one. Look down here very carefully. This is cm square. Is this the map or is it the actual? This one is cm square. Is it the map or is it the actual? No response. Map. Yeah, this is the map. Okay, now they want calculate in square kilometers. So they want it in kilometers square. This is now going to be the actual. So this is for your actual, okay, the units. So if that's the case, if they want the units, you notice the units that they want is cm square, kilometer square. So what should I use? There are two ratio, number 1, number 2. Number 1 is cm, number 2 is cm, kilometer. I will use the one that the units matches them. Okay, so I'll use number 2. Okay, part C, map is to actual. The one on the map is 1 cm. Actual is 0.5 kilometers. Okay, now they want the area. So do remember to write down the word area to tell them that you're changing it to the area scale. So how do we change everything to area? So imagine, yes, very good, square. So imagine you have a square unit, 1 cm, 1 cm. The area will be 1 times 1, right? Which is 1 square cm square. Then this part over here will be 0.5, 0.5. The area will be 0.5 square kilometer square. Okay, the next step over here is to work out the number. 1 square, 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, we haven't used the information in the question yet. 0.5 square is 0.25 kilometer square. This step is only for evaluating the number that we have squared. So from here, I found my area. Then the question here says 18 cm square. Just now we decided and concluded this is the one on the map. So we put our 18 cm square on map. Then this one, just nice, 1 cm to 18. I just need to multiply by 18. Okay, then I just multiply. So 0.25 times 18 gives you the number 4.5 kilometer square. For such kind of answers, right, these are all measurement with area, length or whichever. Try to use as exact as possible. Try not to round off the number. If not, then you can actually put your answers in a fraction. Anything is also better than rounding off a number. I write in decimal in this case because it's an exact number. Okay, this question's still okay so far. All right, these are the basics. So we practice, doesn't matter, right? Okay, we try again. Next question. The scale of a map is 1 cm is to 200 meters. Take note of certain thing. This unit is cm, this unit is meters, right? So when we start off, map is to actual. They already have a set of units. So I follow 1 cm, 200 meters. Now the question say, find the scale in the form 1:n. 1:n, you notice, no units are written. When there are no units that is written, it means both sides have the same units. So what does that mean? If this portion over here is cm, that means this side must also be cm. So what we are going to do now, we are going to change this to be the same units as cm. So I want to change to cm. Okay, then let us go back from meter. How many cm? Meter to cm. Meter to cm is times 100. 1 meter is 100 cm. So times 100. Okay, I change the units first. I still keep this 1 cm, 200 times 100. Okay, the moment I have this is still not the final answer because in the proper ratio, you notice there are no units here, no return units here. So in this case, my last step is to drop away the units. It'll be 1:20,000. Answer. Okay, in the form 1:n, n will usually be an integer. Okay, a ratio 1:something. So are you okay with this portion? No sound. Okay, no sound, then I continue already. No question, then I'll continue. Part B. The two towns A and B are 15 kilometers. Observe the unit. Kilometers. What is this that they want? First thing, a few things to decide. Kilometer. Is it going to be the map or is it going to be the actual? No response. Is it going to be a map or is it going to be actual?
Map.
It's still map again. Read the unit.
Actual.
Actual. The map cannot put in 15 kilometers on the map itself, the whole length, right? It needs to be smaller, right? So this is actually the actual. So they want the actual to be in kilometers, the units, right? Unspoken, but you have to read it on your own. Calculate in cm, the distance on part on the map. This one cm means the one on the map, they want cm. So then we should begin. Which ratio should I use? Am I going to use ratio number 1 or ratio number 2? Or I need to create a new ratio? the one that they want, the one on actual, they want it in kilometers, right? But none of them have kilometers over here. Correct or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm?
Can like turn off the main switch.
Sorry again. Oh.
Okay, create new one.
Yeah, you have to create a new one. But that means I can either use number 1, number 2, it doesn't matter. I must make a new scale come up. Okay, so I'm going to put my map is to actual, right? Either number 1, number 2, both can be used. So I'm going to make my life easier. I'm going to change using 200. This is the original one that they gave me, right? So in case I do wrongly, okay? So my question now is, I need to create a new ratio and change the units to, on the actual, to kilometer. So under actual, my units over here need to change to kilometer.
Right.
Correct. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meter. So we divide by 1,000. Okay, if not sure, you can refer to this from meters to kilometer, divide. Okay, meters to kilometer, so divide by 1,000. Then in this case, we get 1 cm stays the same. 1, 2, 3, 0.2 kilometers. So I changed my units already. Next thing, read this. This 15 kilometer, is it map or is it actual?
Map. The actual.
You every time also say map one. Okay, actual, yeah. So this one, the 15 should be under actual. So 15 should be here. So I want 15 kilometers. Okay, what's the working that I will usually do?
Divide by 0.2, then times 1.
Correct. Okay, this times is just whatever that number. Sometimes it may not be 1, then I just use it. So 15 divided by 0.2 times whatever number that's there, 1. So 15 divided by 0.2 gives me the answer 75 cm. Answer. Okay, so now we got this answer already. Should be okay, right? Let's do the next part. Find in kilometer square. Kilometer square, this is the actual, right? Kilometer square. So since they want kilometer square, and then this one over here, they want cm square. That means they want cm and kilometer. There are 3 ratio here. Which one should I use? Number 1, cm meter. Number 2, cm, or number 3, cm, no, not this one. Number 3, cm kilometer.
Number 3.
Which, number 3, right? So we're going to use this one that has the correct set of units. Okay, so map is to actual. 1 cm, 0.2 kilometer. They want us to find area. What do I need to do?
Square.
Square. 1 times 1, 1 square cm square. Then this part is 0.2 times 0.2. So it's 0.2 square kilometer square. The next step, we have not replaced number. We evaluate this one first. 1 times 1 is 1. 0.2 square, 0.04. Yeah, correct. 0.04. So I evaluate out the value, this one. Okay, then I read my question. They want find the kilometer square. I don't know. They gave me this number, 250. Is this on the map or on the actual?
On the map.
Yes, finally it's on the map. So under the map, we put 250. Oops, wrong color. Okay, 250 cm square. So what do? I always do my standard one, divide, multiply. So you notice this one, what I need to put multiply, or what I need to put divide by 1, because the numbers can change, right? But my method will always be the same. And I got my answer, 10 kilometers square. Answer. Do you all manage to get the answer? Right, if you want, you can actually do the erase away and then do the answer, redo the answer again, up to you. The more you practice, the better you become. Okay, let me go. Yes?
Can I ask, is it necessary for like when finding the area, you have to like put the actual in kilometer?
You must read according to the question. The question says they want the kilometers here in the actual area in kilometers. So it is a must to change to kilometer for this question. Sometimes the question says they want the actual in meter square. Then you have to change the unit to meter, then you square it.
So I
it's
have
not
to change it to like kilometer itself before like putting in the
Yes.
area.
Yes, correct. Change. If not, if sometimes like there are some students who doesn't do that, then they end up with a lot of zeros. Then because let's say I have a lot of zeros, after I square it, I get even more double the number of zeros, right? Then when I divide by a number, they may not change the units correctly. So usually I try to change the units first, keep the number small. Then when I square it, it will have lesser problem. Yeah. Okay, but
Okay.
usually but if you are good at it and you can always get the correct answer, then no problem. Please go ahead. Don't need to keep on changing. All right, just do something that you are good at and make sure you can do it well. That's why. Okay, next question, completing square. This one really must score. If the question really come out, it's a giveaway question, must know how to do. Okay, cannot waste the points. Now, first things first. Okay, this is x squared plus 11x. So no matter what this question here, whether is it x plus or x minus, I always follow this sign over here. If this is plus, the one in my bracket must always be plus. Okay, allow me a little bit more time. I'm going to explain how to get all the numbers. Okay, because some students were like, we get the answer, but we've forgotten some of the concepts. First step, most of you know, we want to get square. So x squared, what times what gives me x squared? X times x gives me x squared. Next thing, I need to split this 11x into 2 equal portions here. Correct? So this one, I split it into 2. Don't use decimal place. Keep it in improper fraction. So this one will become 11 over 2x, 11 over 2x. Okay, what number times x can give you 11 over 2x? So I put the number 11 over 2. 11 over 2. Follow the sign over here. This is plus, meaning both of them are plus. So I've completed my first part. I know the one in my bracket is this. Okay? But when I do completing square, I think most of you know how to do this first portion. Am I right? Is this part okay? Can No response. Okay, good. Then most of you know how to do this part. Okay, but then the second part, the number come out wrongly or whichever. So what happened in completing square? When we do completing square, there's an additional number that we added down here that's originally not inside the question. Remember, the square means it includes 1, 2, 3, 4, all the four numbers here, no. But my original question don't have this number over here. What is this number? This number is 11 over 2 times 11 over 2, which gives you 121 over 4. If you use a calculator, or you just take 11, you square it, then 2, you square it. Okay, so this is inside now in my completed square, but my original question don't have this number. The original question don't have this number, so I need to subtract away 121 over 4. So this sign over here is definitely always going to be subtraction. Then I check. My original question has minus 15. Include it, bring it down. So include the minus 15. Okay. Can you understand this portion? Why I need to minus and how I get 121 over 4? Okay, can or not? Can the 121 over 4 comes from 11 over 2 times 11 over 2. Whatever that this number is, you square that number. Okay, then now we simplify x plus 11 over 2 square. Remember to include your negative sign. Okay, then some of you like to write square, right? You put the minus sign outside the square, okay? So it's negative minus 121 over 4 minus 15. Then that will give me negative 181 over 4. Okay, so this is the answer for part A. So the moment you see this, it means do completing square. Follow. Part B, it says hence, means I cannot use the formula. I have to use this answer. Hence, right? So use this answer. They say the whole thing equals to 0. Please check. Sometimes the number here, they might change a little bit, or they put, or it's not equal to 0, it's equal to another number. So you must watch out for, in case anything might be a little bit different. Okay, so since they want this, I'm going to use this whole thing. Okay, in exam, even if let's say you do this part wrongly, part A, okay, you get this part correct, and you write this number, you write wrongly, you follow this method that you need to do, there will be method marks given in this method. So you must use it, then you will get the method mark. Okay. Then our next step, very simple, bring this over. Then we get x plus 11 over 2 whole thing square equals to 181 over 4. I don't want the square. What do we do now?
Square root.
Correct. When we take square root, there are two answers. One positive square root, one negative square root. Okay, and usually I don't like to write down all the decimals yet. I'll do at the very last step. Then now I want to find x. I do not want the plus 11 over 2. Bring over here. What do? We minus away. So it's 181 over 4. Subtract. Remember, this negative sign is outside my square root. 11 over 2. First answer. Or second answer, negative 181 over 4 minus 11 over 2. Not enough space, so I write it this way. Then you key your answers. Make sure when you key your calculator, you must put the cursor, okay, the blinking one, not minus 11 over 2 over here, but put it outside, okay, the square root symbol. So make sure you press the arrow button to make it go out. Then we have my first answer is 1.2268. Then round it off. Read the question. Do they want 3 sigfig or 2 decimal places? Question 1, 2 decimal places. So I'm going to use 2 decimal places. So it will be 1.2 round up 3. Then I go back, add a negative sign to the one in front. So it'll be 12.2268. Round off, negative 12.23. 2 decimal places. Have you gotten your answer? Anyone got this question correct?
Me,
Good.
sigma.
But then during exam, you calculate the number wrongly.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, but I think you got the concept lah, huh? So just make sure you must be careful during exam. Okay, next part of the question. Question number 6, last question already. Show that the equation can be expressed in the form. So when they have this, right, it means do completing square. Okay, again, don't care what is the sign that is given here. You follow this one, right? If this sign is minus, then the one in bracket will be minus, right? So I have x squared minus 6x minus 20. Okay, allow me to do my long working. Okay, x squared. So x times x, most of you know. Anyone tell me what to put down here? The green color box. No, nobody.
-3.
Thank you. -3 with an x here. So your -3 is actually meant for the one at top, correct? Yeah. Okay, so when we do this, we already have the brackets, meaning from here, I convert it to something square. The x squared dropped away, left the number x. So this is x. Minus is still minus. Okay, this is 6x, but we split it out into 2. -3, -3. So this one will be -3. Okay, again, in my completed square form over here, the whole thing square involves these 4 squares. But, okay, this one is originally not in my question. What is this number here? Anyone tell me what is this number here? This number comes from -3 times -3. -3 times -3 gives you, what does it give you? Minus times minus become positive number 9, right? Okay, the original question over here do not have 9. So I need to minus away the number 9. Do not care what is the number over here. This is always minus. Don't care what is the sign. This one here is always minus. Then I look at my original question. There's a -20. Bring down the -20. Lynn,
Yeah,
simplify for me. What's the number outside?
-9 -20 minus. Wait,
Are you going to tell me 11?
huh?
What is the answer? You press calculator, please. You must practice lah. If not, later test wrong again. Wasted.
-29.
Yeah, -29. If mental sum not good, please don't do mental sum, okay? All right. Okay. Thank you. So now we have the answers. Observe very carefully. I just extend the question a little bit. Look at my question over here. This question is actually, I do blue, light blue means extension. This is x minus a square plus b. What if the question asks you, find the value of a and b. Then what will be a? X minus minus. A is the number.
-3?
No, not correct.
Eh?
I repeat again. X and X minus with minus. So A must be for the number. A is for the number
3?
3. Alright? Because they gave minus, right? And what about the value for B?
-29.
Correct, minus 29. Yeah, there is a difference. Why I need to highlight this? Let's say this is my question, but let's say if the question changed to, okay, may I write in purple? If the question changed to write this, find the value of A and B. What will be the value for A? X is X minus, but this is plus A and 3. What happens if the question is like that and they ask you to find the value for A? Will A be positive 3 or A will be negative 3?
Negative?
Correct. Now the A is negative 3. So the question can be very tricky. Then if let's say I change the question to be minus B, then what will be the value for B? The sign and the sign is the same. So the B is just the number 29. So me varying the sign of the question can result in change in my answer. If I change it to plus B, this one will be negative 29. Sometimes some question ask you to find the value of A and B. So you must know how to interpret the question and do the question. Okay, since you attend my remedial, I teach you a little bit more things. If those who bother to watch the video, then they will get to learn. Okay, so we have this. So that's the first part of the answer. Part B, question say hence, right? Hence solve. So I must use the answer. Hence, cannot use a formula. So must use this answer. So we have x minus 3 square minus 29. Observe, always check, are they all the same? X square, minus 6x minus 20. Okay, then I have my answer to put this equals to 0. Then we do our same method. Shift the 29 over. Take square root. Then get rid of the minus 3. So it will be plus 3. Make sure your cursor for the calculator goes out of the square root sign, and answer, last but not least, answer to a question. They want 2 decimal places. Then key your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay. Square root 29 plus 3. Oh no, sorry. I got 8.3851, then round it off. 8.12, round up 39. Or my second answer, negative. So this one will be negative 2.3851. Answer 2 decimal places. Have you gotten the answer? Okay. If you have understood this concept, let me show you a simple case of what I mean by I need to check the equation. Okay, I'm going to sidetrack a little bit. I'm going to write this in purple. If the question says, hence, solve the equation, x squared minus 6x minus what number can I put? Maybe 22 equals to 0. How will you solve? And the question says hence. How will you solve this question? Right? Maybe you didn't think of that the question can be set in such a manner, but sometimes once in a while teacher can make things very difficult for us. Okay, so if I were to have such a question, how do I actually solve it? First thing, my original expression over here is x squared minus 6x minus 20, correct? So I must make x squared minus 6x minus 20 appear first. Then I think if I want to make 6x minus x squared minus 6x minus 20 appear, what do I need to do to this to make it become negative 20? From negative 22, what do I need to do to it to make it become 20? Negative 20. Anyone? You plus or minus something. Do we add numbers or do we subtract number? This is negative 22, right? No, are you all listening? You all can respond to me or not? This one negative 22, right? How can I make it become negative 20?
Minus 2.
Okay, we try. Okay, the difference is 2, right? Either we minus 2 or we plus 2, right? Let's try. Negative 22 minus 2, it will become?
24.
Then should I minus 2 or should I plus 2?
2.
I'll do a plus 2. If I plus 2 to this side, it becomes negative 20. I plus 2 to the left, that means I also need to plus 2 to my right hand side. That makes the equation now equal to the number 2, no longer 0. Okay, but it doesn't matter. I can still use my completed square method, x minus 3 squared minus 29 over here. But now this is not equals to 0. It's now equals to the number 2. Then I bring my number over. X minus 3, oops, sorry, wrong color. X minus 3 squared. This one become 2 minus 29. The number will become a little bit smaller, maybe let's say negative 27. Sorry, become plus. So the number will become 31. You see, careless mistake. Okay, then you can still do the rest as per normal. 31. Okay, so I'm just sidetracking a little bit to give you more possibilities, right? Sometimes the question may be a little bit different, so must always read and watch out for the numbers. Double check whether the numbers are the same or not. Or sometimes the question can be even more straightforward. They change the question to directly like that. Instead of 0, they change the question to this. Okay, so if it's like that, this part is exactly the same, this portion exactly the same, then I can just happily replace it using the this completed square version. Just that the number over here is no longer 0, the number over here changed to 2. That's all. Still can be solved. Okay. All right, is there any other questions for me? If not, then we come to the end of our worksheet already. Then I'm going to churn out some worksheet for probability and other questions, circle properties, or the paper 2 type question. Okay, then we'll go through tomorrow if you have time. All right. Okay, thank you very much for attending my remedial lesson. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you,
Thank you.
madam.
Thank you for
Bye.
studying. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.